Well, into that, Marlene, there was
Yes.
another question in the comments saying,
Sure.
how the hell is any new buyer supposed to get into a market this heated
Great
and
question.
compete against big deposits, etc.?
Yes.
Take a quick crack at answering that question, please, Mar. And then I do want to go to closing comments because
Okay.
we're just getting past 11:30.
So realistically speaking, it's a huge concern. The first time buyers having a very hard time, not only qualifying, but just competing with other stronger buyers. And you know what? My honest answer is it may not be your time. It may not be the right time for you right now. Maybe you should wait 6 months to a year, or, maybe find other outlets to be able to compete. Maybe, if you really want to buy in this market, maybe help with the down payment, maybe have a co-signer. There's so many different variables, but again, it comes down to everybody has their own individual story, and we'd have to review it one-on-one.
And there's a thing called house hacking for everyone, right?
Perfect.
Especially if you're a first time home buyer. Go, Jacob. Go take it. Jacob, I've been dropping bombs all day. I'm good. My ego's good today, so this is on you, bro.
It was literally coming out of my mouth when you said it. I was going to go house hacking. That's just one more thing.
What is house hacking, bro? Go. What is house hacking? Go.
Go, young gun. Tell us how your generation is buying homes.
That's it. No, and I'm really passionate about this one. I'm house hacking. I'll be closing on actually a personal home on the 18th. So next week, Thursday, which again is going to be a house hack for me. I totally believe in it. And house hacking is purchasing a multi-unit home or a single family home, converting it into a multi-unit home and renting one of those units to offset your mortgage payments. Now that also helps you qualify. If you can show there's income, it's actually easier to qualify. It'll offset some of those qualifications for you.
Can I just interject? It's not a new thing.
Yeah.
It's something that's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that's a new phrase for it. Let me just clarify.
It's like the garden suite. It's just like the garden suite. It's house hacking. Yeah.
It's going to be in the real estate dictionary now.
Look,
great option.
And look, I mean, a mutual friend of all of ours, Scott McGilvery, and I know a lot of people that are watching right now. I think, he did a fantastic job with the show because he made it mainstream on HGTV with income property. And what he did is he actually lived. He lived it, right? Yeah. He lived in the basement with him and his wife, and I think he stretched it longer than he originally told her that it was going to be. But he lived in the basement and rented out the upstairs. And here's the coolest thing with that: as a first-time home buyer, you now can do that with 5% down.
That's right.
You don't need to put down 20%. Once you live in the basement and you rent out the upstairs, that rental income from upstairs will at least cover your mortgage. It's not going to cover your property tax and your home insurance and all the utilities, but you're also living in the basement. And so, look, I understand how tough it is to find homes for younger people, but I guess it's a great place a great time to kind of finish where we started today when we said you have to drive till you qualify, because if you were living in Madrid, if you were living in Portugal, and if you were living in Manhattan or Hong Kong or in the great state of Punjab, I can tell you that what happens is in these metropolitan areas, you can't live in the downtown core.
No.
That's not where you can find that home. So for anybody who's younger, because I know there's people who are watching Brunch either live or the recording right now, look, you got to stomach a little less home. Yeah. Sorry. You gotta stomach a less home.
Is this what you tell your brothers in the great state of Punjab?
I do.
People have this idea of what they want, but ultimately just get your foot in the door. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. Build equity, and in
I'm going to pull a quick page out of our client and friend Nick Nanji. He is a leader in massive real estate developer of the Ismaili community, and we were having a conversation literally yesterday. We're working on some deals, and he says, Simeon, I want you to remember one thing. Owning real estate, the ability to buy real estate, is a privilege, not a birthright. So everyone has to just take a second to remember it. As Canadians, we have one of the highest home ownership rates in the world. We love home ownership. We love our homes. We love the power and the security and the safety net that it creates. But I want you to remember that there's not many countries on this planet that have this kind of a rate of homeowners. And to many, I'm talking about billions of people on this planet, not only will never happen, they never even thought it was a possibility.
That's right.
So remember the privilege that home ownership is. Don't complain. Find a way. Build your team. Find a way, whether it's an income property or your house hacking, because it's the same thing repackaged. But let's just say that Jacob and his friends invented house hacking.
Yeah.
you can take credit for it.
Jacob.
Except that we've had an income property for 20 years, but it's all good. But bottom line is, it's a privilege. There is strategy behind it. There are pros here to support you. Enjoy your journey. I don't have many closing statements today. I think we dropped a lot of insight today. God bless the entire REC Nation as far as I'm concerned. Jazzy, what do you got, buddy?
Look, I just want to take the time to thank both Marlene and Jacob. Thank you so much for bringing so much knowledge and experience. Like, it's one thing to have read something in a book or listened to a podcast, but it's a totally different thing when you bring collectively, over, close to 50 years of experience in this business. And in this industry, and dealing with our clients and negotiating thousands of deals now. And so thank you for that, guys. Really appreciate you joining us today.
Big kiss.
Thank you.
Guys.